81st edition of the Montreal International Auto Show got kicked off over the weekend. Petrina Gentile, automotive journalist extraordinaire, was there as the show kicked off, and she joins us now with her review as you still have a full week to go get in on the fun at Palais des Congrès. Petrina, welcome back to the program.
Thanks for having me.
And I know you're telling us this is the first time you'd gone to the Montreal International Auto Show, and the first time in a long time?
Yeah, in my 22 years of covering the automotive industry, this is my first time there.
So, for our listeners, should they trek over? Should they make the time to go this week?
Oh, for sure. This is a great place, especially if you're shopping for a new vehicle, just to kind of see what's out there and so to sort of kick the tires, so to speak, because there's a lot on the show floor to see, and even not even just like new cars, but classic cars. For nostalgia's sake, it's a nice a road back in time if you're feeling nostalgic too.
And I know the folks behind the auto show were very happy that a couple of big brands were coming back, Audi and BMW making their return. Let's get your review here in the showstoppers here. Why don't we start off with that? What cars have been stealing the show so far?
I mean, the Hyundai Crater concept car. I don't know if you saw this online, but it is just this huge off-roading machine. It's very outdoorsy. It's really bold and kind of not what you expect from Hyundai. And I think that really was the car that stole the show. Just in terms of not only its looks, because it's going to be like an off-roading machine. It's all electric, but it has cool features in it. So it has like the removable side mirrors that turn into a flashlight and a camera, so you can take it with you. It has a removable center console, like a Bluetooth speaker that you can take with you, a turntable in the rear. Very cool. You'll probably never see the light of day, but as it is there, but it indicates, where the design is going in the future.
Can I tell you something? Because I love some of those sci-fi features, like being able to remove the side mirrors and use them as flashlights. I think that's kind of cool. It seems like a vehicle you'd take on an extraterrestrial away mission, so I kind of like that. But can I also say this concept, what it reminded me of as soon as I saw it, Petrina? To me, it looked like a Cybertruck, but they rounded off all the edges. I saw that right away. Whether it's the front end and the lot of silver there and that kind of stuff, and it's made to look menacing, in my opinion.
Yes, and I didn't notice that in the beginning, but you know what? I can see where you get that.
And you have an honorable mention as well when it comes to cars that are stealing this year's edition. What gets the honorable mention?
Well, you know what? It's not a big change for the vehicle, but in terms of their presentation of it, we had a special presentation before the show of the Mitsubishi Outlander plug-in hybrid vehicle. So this has been refreshed, and it gets more electric output and more range, about 72 kilometers of range, about 18% jump from the last version. But they really did this star-studded spectacle with, a circus performer unveiling this vehicle. So it was really cool to see that. Exterior-wise, it looks pretty much the same as it did before, but, in this competitive segment with plug-in hybrids becoming so important, they have focused on the interior and also focused on giving you that more range that people want.
Now, Petrina, of course, people go to the auto show so that they can shop and see lots of cars they're considering all at the same time. But people also go to the auto show to dream. And I think about that market of vehicle that some people dream about, and that's the sports car market. So you have 6 must-see sports cars at the Montreal Auto Show. I don't know how many we can get to here, but what do you take away when it comes to those cars people dream about? What took your attention at the show?
Oh my gosh, the Mercedes Maybach SL 680 Roadster. It's just like the epitome of luxury and beauty and all the details in it. I mean, it has, it's red with a jet black hood that's monogrammed with a Maybach emblem. Just absolutely stunning. Lamborghini had 2 of their, showstoppers. Their baby Temerario, which is the replacement for the Huracan. And then the Revolto, which is also their plug-in hybrid, their top of the line. These are like stunning vehicles, but they do not come cheap. The Temerario is around $470,000, and the Revolto is about $775,000.
Oh, and I think that Mercedes was clocks in at like 360, right?
Yeah, around there as well. Yeah, so they're all, even they have the Ford Mustang GTP. They don't have the price in Canada yet, but in the U.S. it's a couple $100,000 as well. And this is, again, a vehicle that's inspired by the Mustang GT3 race car. It has a supercharged V8 under the hood. It's just, it doesn't really look like a Mustang. It looks like something, a super sports car. Also, the Chevy Corvette ZR1X. This is the electrified hypercar, the fastest and most powerful Corvette ever built. And it is an all-wheel drive hybrid that has 1,250 horsepower. But again, really steep for a Corvette. You're looking at prices around north of $200,000.
Okay, $200,000 there, Corvette. But it's interesting, Corvette, Mustang, still kicking and still letting people dream, at least. Now, do you have at least one sports car that won't break the bank?
Yeah, there is at least one. The Toyota GR86. This is from Toyota's Gazoo Racing division. And this is such a vehicle that is so much fun to drive. It starts around $44,000. So really good, two-door rear-wheel drive sports car. It is fun to drive. I've driven this on the racetrack, and it really is quick. Not a lot of space inside. I mean, the two back seats are useless, but, something that's affordable and nice looking.
And Petrina, all those sports cars you mentioned, you can see them at the Montreal Auto Show.
That's right, yeah.
Wonderful. Okay, listen, Petrina, before I have to let you go, I'd be remiss, and I'm getting text messages from listeners on the subject as well. Can I get your take? Do you feel like sharing an opinion on the Canada-China EV deal? What do you make of it? 49,000 vehicles, at least to start, will be allowed in the country. Are you a fan or not of this trade deal?
I'm not a fan, yeah.
Why?
Point blank, not a fan. I think it's going to destroy our automotive industry in Canada. We're hanging on by a thread as it is. And to have these vehicles come in, Canada can't compete with the prices they're going to offer. BYD's like $35,000. It's going to be devastating for the auto industry, and then all the suppliers as well that are linked to those auto plants in Windsor, Oakville. It's really heartbreaking for me to see that we've struck a deal with China on this. I was all for the 100% taxes on EVs, but.
And I see Captain Canada, Doug Ford, with unkind words about it as well. Do you think this could be, for Ontario, for Southern Ontario, do you think this is going to be a real political issue, maybe in an eventual next federal election?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. The auto industry is so critical to the economy in Canada, especially to Ontario, and I think this is going to have a devastating effect for sure.
Petrina, always a pleasure talking to you. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
You want to read Petrina's words? I encourage you to head to theglobeandmail.com where you can read Petrina's amazing writing on the auto industry.
I'm Dylan Playfair.
And I'm Tyler Smith.
We're putting loneliness in the penalty box by talking to some of our favorite athletes about the importance of friendship.
This is Bromance.
Bromance is brought to you by Charm Diamond Centers, proudly Canadian-owned and operated. Charm has been part of your love stories and bromances for over 50 years. And you can find Bromance on the iHeartRadio network or wherever you get your podcasts.